Freilich and Hanukkah, Chevra. How's everybody doing? It's been a few days since I made a video. So, except the one video of Hanukkah left. My daughter took a video of me benching Hanukkah left Motzei Shabbos. But other than that, we haven't done anything since the first night of Hanukkah. And wanted to discuss, first of all, Hanukkah. Tonight is a big yard site. My holy Zayda, the Chavos Yor, who I love and adore and feel a tremendous devotion to, to venerate as my great saintly ancestor, and who I've dedicated so much devotion to, which I believe is the proper thing. If you have in your yichus a tzaddik, particularly, one, in the last, let's say, in the time of the Achronim, or even the Rishonim, certainly the Achronim were much closer to them, to make devotions, to learn their Sfarim. The Chavos Yor is a wonderful tzaddik because he also had Zemiras, and so we can give glory to HaKadosh Baruch Hu through the Zemiras of the Chavos Yor, and especially Hanukkah. This was a tzaddik who had such a tremendous connection to Hanukkah and a love for Hanukkah, that really is a predecessor to what we today would identify as a Hasidic Hanukkah, but in those days that was a typical, regular Ashkenaz approach. To be honest, what we think of today as Hasidic is really classical Ashkenaz Judaism, which really is not that different from classical Sephardic Judaism, really. And it's only later in history when people were afraid more, yes, our Pismonim were different, but that, but we both the Ashkenazim and the Sephardim had this minhag of praising God through poetry, and so the holy Zayda, the Chavos Yor, was himself a shtickle of Paitin, and it's to me, I find it to be very heartwarming to have this way of derech avoda through Zemiras, and even through Zemiras that are not well known, those that my ancestors wrote more recently than most of the Zemiras. Most of the Zemiras we have are earlier, from the times of the Gorei Arizal and so forth. And this, of course, was a little bit later. But in any event, that we, I wanted to talk a little bit, the two Sfarim, in addition to, of course, the famous, the Shilos and Shuvas Chavos Yor, and also the Chut HaShani, the two famous Sfarim that were published, there are many manuscripts from the Chavos Yor which really bring out who he was. And there are many others that have not been published, and there are references to them in different sources that I've found over the years. But this particular two particular Sfarim, one was both that were printed by Machon Yushalayim. One is the sefer called Mekor Chaim, which is really an incredible sefer on Shulchan Aruch, and the other is the Minhagei Vermiza of Rav Yusba Shamus, which was also Mechon Yushalayim published with the Hagos of the Chavos Yor and other later Hagos that people had written in the Sfarim there. So anyway, in the Mekor Chaim, the Chavos Yor teaches us that the Iker mitzvah of Ner Hanukkah is to sit by the Hanukkah Lecht for a half hour, to rejoice with the Ner Hanukkah. So that's an important thing to notice. So someone said that I was lighting the Lecht in the wrong way, and it's true that the Shulchan Aruch says that you should light the newer candles first, left to right. But the other Makoris, the Levush and the Trumas Hadeshin bring, there's the Minig Österreich. The Minig in Austria was to light right to left, so you shouldn't be over all the mitzvahs. And indeed, so there were different minhagim. Ve'elu divrei l'kim chaim, says Rabbi Yosef Shamis, and there's truth to that. That elu ve'elu divrei l'kim chaim. So the fact is, my yichus goes back to Moshe Arya Ostreicher, who was from Österreich, obviously. That's why he's called Ostreicher. So it was the Kruller Rav and his father, Meyer Leib Ostreicher. So before they came to Hungary, they came from Austria. So Elu ve'elu divrei l'kim chaim. But the main thing is, like what we said, l'smoich behem. And so the Chavas Yoreh, he bring in the Shalos V'Tshuvas Chavas Yoreh, he will have printed there a long zemer that his grandfather wrote, Reb Shmuel, who himself was an incredible person, he died very young, and his that when he was the Rav in Kelig, he wrote a zemer when he was 31 years old, that the Chavas Yoreh said that his minig and his father's minig was to sing every night of Hanukkah to the tune of Maod Sor. And in the Makor Chaim, the Chavas Yoreh brings his own additions and other additions to Maod Sor, which are very inspirational. So maybe we'll talk a little bit more about this tonight, Mirz Hashem. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment. We'll see you later.